Set in rural Iceland across two timelines, Home Before Dark starts in November 1977 with an adult Marcy, 10 years after our second timeline happened, when her sister Stina never returned home one night. Adult Marcy is still consumed by guilt over her sister's disappearance, and she comes home to a letter that triggers painful memories and reopens all these old wounds. This letter appears to be from her childhood pen pal Berger, who back in 1967, 14-year-old Marcy had planned to meet in secret. She had been writing to him under her sister's name, and after Stina's blood-soaked anorak is found not far from where they were meant to meet, Marcy's convinced that her pen pal is the reason her sister has gone. So 10 years on, her life is shaped by insomnia, anxiety, disturbing dreams, and this inability to fully trust her own memories. She frequently struggles to separate reality from imagination, has repeated nightmares that she is convinced have some basis in truth, and so this makes her a pretty unreliable narrator. Scared but desperate for answers, she returns to her hometown and begins her own investigation into what really happened on that night. But the more she digs, the more she realises that everyone around her has been keeping secrets. Neighbours and people she thought were friends remember the events of that awful time differently. Long buried tensions within the small community begin to surface, and the closer Marcy gets to the truth, the more she realises Stina's disappearance may well be linked with her own family's dysfunction. So this book is incredibly haunting, and it contains all these emotional layers. So you've got the combination of this cold case, missing person mystery, mixed with how grief and guilt impact someone's life. As the majority of the book is told from Marcy's perspective, it creates this tension around Stina's disappearance. So because of this insomnia and these hallucinations, these vivid dreams, these intrusive thoughts, you're never really certain which of her memories can be trusted. Every person she interacts with has you questioning, are they misremembering stuff or are they hiding something from her? And not only can you not trust Marcy's version of events, but you don't know who else you can trust either. This isolated Icelandic setting, it feels cold, it's bleak, it's oppressive, and it pretty perfectly reflects Marcy's fragile mental state. She's had this awful trauma and she is left feeling lonely and desperate. Instead of purely focusing on solving the mystery, you've got this exploration of how trauma can distort someone's memory and how guilt can shape your whole life. The pacing's pretty deliberately slow, but it serves this story in particular very well. The mystery unfolds gradually. You get each revelation exposing deeper layers of secrets from the family, secrets from the community. The suspense comes less from action and more from this kind of unsettling feeling that nobody is telling the complete truth, and combined with us not knowing how much of Marcy's truth we can rely on, you want to keep turning the pages to find out how far all of this deception runs. For anyone looking for an action-packed, heart-racing kind of thriller, this is definitely not it. But what you do get is a quiet, unsettling, emotional thriller that keeps you guessing right until the final few pages. I had many theories about what had happened to Stina, and turned out that actually none of them were right. Fully in my Nordic noir era, will absolutely be looking into more books by this author, and I think this is going to be one that sticks with me for a long time.